A toss to Nick Chubb. Blockers out in front. He's got a crease. Nick Chubb, eyes on the end zone. Touchdown. Ruled to have stayed in bounds. Again, you would have to think the replay would take a look to see if Nick Chubb stepped out at about the 1.5-yard line. But it was ruled a touchdown on the field.
.48 toss crack for the 8th time today. And is there any separation, or can you deem that foot to be clearly on the white?
There's a fill that obviously they put on field turf fields. Touchdown for Nick Chubb.
After further review, the ruling on the field stands. Touchdown.
It is a touchdown. His second of the day.
And that's been consistent. That call has been consistent all day when it comes to the boundary and the sidelines on both sides.
This is the second highest rushing total for Nick Chubb. And it comes in his return from his knee basically exploding last year.
I think that's a good idea because, Brent, you don't want to let a right-handed quarterback scramble to his right.
Fourth down and
try
10.
to build that wall.
Eason, McKenzie, touchdown, Georgia.
Jacob Eason got the look he wanted. McKenzie, there's the matchup. Penn, the best corner. That Jacob Eason didn't underthrow terribly. Gave his guy a chance. Impressive poise.
First down 15.
It's going to be tough to use the middle of the field now. If you throw the ball with only 19 seconds to go, how much more can you get off?
Eason has it. Steps up, looks deep, goes down the left side. He's got a man open. Touchdown, Ridley. I'll take you back to the beginning of the drive when you said, this is how legends are born.
He's got a cannon, but Malik Foreman slowed down. He didn't think he could throw it that far. He was wrong.
10 seconds to go. Ridley.
After the touchdown, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 36 of the offense taking his helmet off in the field of play. The 15-yard penalty will be enforced on the succeeding kickoff.
Ridley, a 6'2", 200-pounder, a true freshman. His second catch of the game and of the season.
There's a lot of open mouths right now, aren't there? This is how, as you said it, Vern, we said it early, you repeated it. You can make a legend doing this in this conference.
Georgia by 3.
Watch Malik Foreman slow down at the end of the play. He did not finish it. This is the coverage. The safety gets pulled into the middle of the field. Good protection up front. Eason rides up. Now watch the defender slow down. He slows down and he guns it right over his head.
Hello. Georgia touchdown.
Malik Foreman, remember he made the interception by hustling? This time he slows down, and it's too late by the time he turns around. Well, Georgia continued to blitz. Remember before they did? This time, no.
White. Intercepted. Picked off by Maurice Smith. Convoy. Touchdown, Georgia.
Six to start it the whole second half. How about that?
Here is Rodrigo Blankenship, the walk-on field goal kicker.
I'll show you what Sean White saw. He did not.
From end zone, brought in but out of bounds. A spectacular play by Godwin, but he couldn't get down with control of the ball before his bottom hit the sideline.
Julian Love in coverage, like you said, and there's a lot of contact going on, so he reaches up with one hand, snags it, boom, right foot down. Is there a bobble on the ground, though? The right foot definitely comes down, or left foot, I'm sorry. Left, got right foot is down.
The ruling of an incomplete pass is under further review.
Is that ball moving?
It's so close to where he secures it because that right foot is down, and then watch as he secures it right there, you would say.
The receiver possessed the ball, got a foot down inbounds, therefore we have a touchdown.
And so it was just a question of when did he pin it to the chest, and they say the heel was down with the pin, and it's a spectacular touchdown grab for Godwin, and Georgia's an extra point away from a tie game.
What an effort to get a hand on that ball and then bring it in. Now you're securing it against your body as you fall and to maintain possession.
Yeah.
That's on that contact with the ground, great job of maintaining possession.
It's really
sport. I would expect to see Georgia come out throwing early to loosen up this Mississippi State defense and then get it to their running backs.
Of course, the deepest and most talented group of running backs in the land. Flea flicker to get the night started. Downfield looking for Godwin. Into his hands. And guess which dogs are barking first? Uga, get after it.
Only his 7th catch on the season, but 4 of them for touchdowns. That's a pretty good percentage.
It is Saturday night. It is under the lights. And that's what SEC primetime ball looks like. Passion, intensity, and a little razzle-dazzle. The Frosh from to Terry Godwin. Hook it up for 59 and a touchdown lead on the first play.
One blemish, and they're getting a mulligan and taking advantage of it.
Swift with Fromm in the backfield. He'll get the carry. DeAndre Swift, and he's fast, and he's maybe gone. DeAndre Swift, touchdown. "64 yards for the freshman for the touchdown."
And you know, Javon Wims makes another big block on this play. He's not caught a pass in the game, but he has contributed big time. And as we said, you lose carry on, not much else. Sony Michel goes down, you got another guy.
Extra point is good.
You know, the second fastest guy on the field on that play, Kirby Smart. He saw the play break out. Here's the block by Wims right here. That's what broke it. Wims blocks, but at the top of the screen, watch Kirby. He's out of the screen. Wims is, here comes Kirby. He's going to come back in the picture.
Hey, he was all SEC in 1998. Captain of the team. There he goes. And there goes DeAndre Swift. 75 yards in just 3 plays, and the freshman has given the Dogs a 3-touchdown lead for the SEC championship.
Deflected. Blocked. The Dogs do it again.
I think Lorenzo Carter got in there. He's got such great length. It's 6'6". I think he was able to get the penetration, get up in the air, and get his right hand on the ball. How about that? From the right side of the offense. Watch him get up in the air right there. Full extension. Yes, he gets his hand on that to prevent it from going through.
They left him a gap. Carter took advantage. We mentioned how good Georgia's been at this situation. 3rd time this year they block a field goal in close, and now a field goal wins it for Georgia. Any points win it, and the Dogs would head back to Atlanta for a shot at the championship.
From out, direct snap here to Michel.
Chubb scored a touchdown earlier on a direct snap. Now it's Michel's turn, running all the way. Gets to the edge. Sony Michel will send the Dogs home to the championship game. Just like that, the Sooners season ends, and the Dogs can dream big about a national championship. It would be their first since 1980. Sony Michel, 4 touchdowns to offset a crucial fumble, but the final word in the highest scoring Rose Bowl ever and its first overtime ever. To Maria Taylor.
All right, Coach. Your 3rd blocked field goal of the season results in your team going to a national championship game. How do you describe the way this game ended?
What a game. What an atmosphere. You know, my heart goes out to the Oklahoma team because these guys played their tail off, and so did ours. Nobody ever quit. Everybody fought hard. So proud of these kids and seniors, man. I mean, they never quit.
Let's talk about those seniors. Lorenzo Carter, he gets the blocked field goal, and then you put it in the hands of a senior running back. I mean, what does it mean? These guys came back for this moment, Coach.
Impressive. Character, integrity, proud of them, man. This is a great university, and these kids hauled their tail off.
In your 2nd year as the head coach at your alma mater, you're taking them to a national championship. Let that soak in and tell me what it means to you.
Go Dogs. Hey, for you too, girl.
Thanks, Coach. Appreciate it. Tom, we go over to you.
Maria, thank you very much. Jake Fromm and Roquan. Let me start with you. You tell me this. Everything's a first for a true freshman. Your first ever Rose Bowl, the first playoff game to go to an overtime. What did you tell your team heading into the 2nd overtime session?
We had to believe. You know, God is good, and he stayed with us. And, man, guys on the team, we just stayed faithful. Roquan, man, everybody kept giving it their all. We kept the main thing. We kept chopping. And it's just an incredible experience to get to share with my teammates.
This team was down 17 points toward the end of the first half. What was the message and the key adjustment at half?
I mean, we kept believing. We knew we were a 4-quarter team. And we were more physical. You know, we were more physical than them. And we just kept chopping. We knew each and every blow we took in the first half was going to pay off for us in the second half. And thank God it did.
Roquan, we didn't call your name a whole lot in the first half. It seemed like you were frustrated. What was the key adjustment defensively?
it was just doing what we do. And, like, we couldn't get, you know, we was facing a little adversity, but we couldn't let that change our approach and whatnot. So I wasn't really focused on what I could do, but it was more so a team thing. And we just came out the second half, made the right adjustments, even though they still did things, but we got it done.
The chance now to go back to Georgia and play for the national championship. What does it mean to you, Roquan?
It means everything to bring all this back to the university, and like my family, all our families, and just the team, all we've been through is just amazing, and I can't thank God enough, and I'm just so proud of all of these guys.
Roquan and Jake, congratulations, guys. The Dogs headed to the national title. Chris?
Massive plays as Mayfield delivers under pressure, downfield, caught, Hardman, a foot race, escapes and scores! The field to play on the far sideline at the 50.
Ball foul. The touchdown is good, and the penalty will be enforced 15 yards on the kickoff.
That's a sigh of relief from Kirby Smart. That's kind of the one penalty on Georgia that wouldn't have nullified the touchdown. And Fromm chucks it deep. Hardman beats his man, and Georgia answers the Tides for its touchdown.
But Fromm on 3rd and long found a matchup to his advantage with Hardman, who has great speed. He was matched up one-on-one with the nickelback Tony Brown, a much bigger, thicker defensive back.
The ruling on the field of a touchdown is under further review.
So Tom Kissinger will take a look. The first couple of reviews have gone Georgia's way. Plays have stood. You know, again, I think an Alabama defender kept 1 foot in bounds. Now, did the heel hit out of bounds?
The left heel was very, very close. That's the only time he came close to going out, is after he has contact right there with the right foot. When he lands this left foot, as he comes down right there, you can't see it.
Brown blocked that view. Here's the best look we have.
Yeah, it's the best.
Is there green between the heel and the sideline?
Boy, it looks like he's on the line.
If you can't see any green, got to be ruled out of bounds. But is it enough? Is it enough to overturn the play? We'll bring in Dave Kataya.
Field stands as called.
Wow.
It's a touchdown.
Not confirmed, but stands.
I have to agree with that, because it's close. He looks like he's out of bounds, but it's not 100%.
The way he's been throwing.
Yeah, they got to trust him.
They use all the clock again. DeAndre Swift. And he's got the first down, and he's got a bunch more. DeAndre Swift to the house. Touchdown. The Dogs have got to be thinking, just get it to 3rd down so we can score a touchdown. Another touchdown on 3rd down. This one 33 yards for number 7, Gary.
Number 53, Lamont Gilliard, blocks 2 men on the play. LSU's Ed Orgeron told us he's the best center he's seen, and he showed it on that play. The left side of the line. He, Kinley, and Thomas all got blocks. Lamont Gilliard got 2.
Blankenship's extra point is good. Look at the smile on Kirby Smart's face.
I tell you, hats off to Andrew Thomas coming in playing injured, but watch the center do his work. Help out on the left guard, and then get to the 2nd level for the play. Wow, what a play.
Wide receivers got some blocks too, and it's 36-17.
In pass game, in the perimeter, he was virtually uncoverable early on. In the first half here, expect him to start to get some touches to get that speed on the edge.
So the offensive touches are even, and now DeAndre Swift breaks it again all the way for the sophomore from Philly. DeAndre Swift, 84 yards, touchdown, Georgia.
Swift says it all.
Certainly got the right last name, doesn't he?
Oh, my.
So I was talking about that drive before. This one was so important because Georgia is gashing this Kentucky Wildcat defense that had been really stout against the run, but this banged-up offensive line for the Bulldogs is showing up in a big, big way.
Blankenship boots it through, and now Georgia on the huge run from Swift, up 28-3, with an eye on Atlanta again and beyond. DeAndre Swift has him singing, "All hail the dear old Georgia."
Sideline right now, though, shaking up. Jake Fromm off play action.
Deep.
He's going to go down the sideline, wide open. Lawrence Cager, touchdown.
Coming across and behind, Pickens clears it out with the deep run, and you had plenty of time with the call. This is the first pass of longer than 15 yards in the SEC for Georgia, and it changes the scoreboard.
Did we mention getting Lawrence Cager back will help Georgia's offense? Cream in the East, at least for now. Georgia just took another step closer after 52 steps by Lawrence Cager.
Oh, do they really?
Yeah, they do.
Oh, wow, that was beautiful.
Tyreek Stevenson, Richard LeCounte.
Here we go.
4th down. If Georgia stops this, it's ball game.
Set to fire again, or will he? He's not going to get it off. He's sacked that time by Travon Walker. They finally get home, and their coach hits the turf in celebration on the sideline.
We kept waiting for that front four to make a play. This time they land up 3, but they stunted. Brought one linebacker on the play, and Walker finally gets there. But watch the stunt at the end from the outside. Adam Anderson comes in to make it 4, and then the sack from the backside.
Who figures that a freshman who's never even been to Jordan-Hare Stadium would end the game for Georgia?
Hey, oh, by the way, one of those big recruits, another 5-star true freshman to end it.
Jake Fromm
with his first career game-winning field goal attempt from 54 yards out.
There it is. Got it. Happy New Year, Bulldogs. Oh, wait a second. 2 seconds left, though. 2 seconds left. He got it. Bulldogs are running onto the field. There's a flag down at the 40-yard line. There's time remaining. Led by Jayden Daniels, got him in field goal range. Let's see what Cincinnati can do with remaining time here. All the way down at their own 2 is where it travels to. 2 seconds to go from their own 2. Ritter is going to be sacked for the safety. And an appropriate ending for Georgia. Who else but Ojulari, who caused a fumble earlier, had a sack and another one there to punctuate 2021 as a success in the final 4 games for the Georgia Bulldogs and Kirby Smart. And coach got some giddy up left. They're not going to get him at the Gatorade Tower. What a finish here in the 53rd edition of the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl in Atlanta.
So far, these defensive backs are holding up, including former Clemson Tiger Darian Kendrick at the bottom, number 11.
Here comes the noise. Play clock at 2. From the pocket. Intercepted! Jumping the route is Christopher Smith. A foot race. Can the quarterback catch him? He cannot. Pick 6, Georgia.
he's sitting right here, and I almost feel with all these short throws, I feel that Smith almost baited him. Does a good job of getting his eyes up, anticipating that throw on third down. He's right where the first down marker is, and then he's got the speed to get away from DJ and into the end zone. Great job of anticipating on third down by a safety in Smith, showing the instincts that makes him a really, really talented player.
74 yards on the return for the junior from Atlanta. It's the first turnover in the college career of Uiagalelei, and it's the first points tonight. The Dogs defense gets Georgia on the board.
The Georgia defense, they were ready to roll.
Bauer, another punt from his own end zone. Here is Jackson near midfield. It's blocked! And Dogs fall on it for a special teams touchdown! Zamir White, the running back, on the recovery. It's 150 DBs down there now.
Wow, Chris. Dan Jackson came from way back, 47, to eventually get in, and I think surprised the punt team from Arkansas. They disguised where the pressure was coming, and eventually Jackson comes free. You'll see him come free, but he came from way off where they didn't account for him.
Dogs hadn't had a special teams touchdown in about 3 years. Take care of that in this incredibly dominant first quarter.
How about Dan Jackson? He's back here. Arkansas is not thinking. Look at the gap right here. They're not thinking about 47 right now. They don't have to account for him. Look at last second he comes and is able to get in there almost untouched. Really great call by the special teams coordinator there to come up with that block.
Georgia has a lot of these 4- and 5-star athlete starters on special teams, and it shows. Here's the progressive pylon cam view.
That's a great view. 47, Dan Jackson blocks it. He's a backup safety. Does a good job in that role, but this time makes his living on special teams. His head was up. He's looking at between. It's just kind of a mix and match for Todd Monken.
Mix and match is working very well. McIntosh is going to throw it. Lobs to the end zone. Caught. Touchdown. Michel. Georgia trickery. 2 possessions, 2 scores.
Tell you something, man. The sell by Kenny McIntosh, and you're a defender. Watch Michigan have to respond to him. He looks like he's running the football. Look at the Michigan defense concerned. He looks like that ball is going to be run, and instead, all those blue jerseys, and he's got A.D. Michel alone in the end zone. Great play call by Todd Monken.
Freshman from Texas catches his 3rd touchdown. Wolverines had a halfback pass for a touchdown in their conference championship game by Donovan Edwards. It's the Dogs who answer. Michigan in a very unfamiliar position. They have not been a come-from-behind team this season, down 14 in the first quarter.
245 pounds, and he pressures the quarterback with that same relentless approach.
And that's too much speed and power for a pretty good blocking tight end, Fitzpatrick. Now another flag. Bennett launching. Michel. Caught it. Touchdown, Georgia. With a free play, the Dogs retake the lead.
Offside. Defense. Number 50. That is the flag.
What a drive for Stetson Bennett. 40-yard touchdown to finish it.
Well, he had a free play. Great feel, great recognition. He sees Tim Smith jump. He says, what the heck? Let's go to the young corner. We've gone after him here a little bit on this drive. Let's take a shot with my freshman Michel against Jackson. Ball underthrown just a bit. Jackson never turns to find the ball, and a great job again by a Georgia player locking in to secure the football.
Dogs have not tried a 2-point conversion this season, haven't had a need to until right now.
Williams, different deal for Bama.
Biggest third down in Bryce Young's career. You need 10. Play clock at 4. From the pocket. Launching downfield. Underthrown and intercepted. Kelee Ringo has an escort down the sidelines. All the way to the end zone. And Georgia is going to conquer the Crimson Tide. The sweet irony not lost on the Georgia faithful. It was a pick six that doomed them in round 1 in Atlanta. And now a pick six has sealed it. And Kelee Ringo, who plays for his mom, who's been battling breast cancer in recent years. She works hard to attend the games of her son. She was there at the SEC championship game, and look at the tears.
Oh, man. Yeah, let's just take that in right there. Good for 13, man. Good for Stetson Bennett.
And a spectacular season for the Heisman Trophy winner. This was not his finest moment. Without his main weapons, Kirk, he just tried to force a play.
Yeah, he's to the outside. The receiver's to the outside. Bryce, he didn't get pressure, but I don't know if he's expecting a back shoulder throw or bringing Holden back, whatever it might have been. But unlike Kendrick, Ringo gets his eyes on the ball, and he sees that it's underthrown and adjusts back and makes that interception. As you said, he had a convoy in front of him. It wasn't just about securing this. And look at Kirby in the background. That's elevation. That was 38 inches right there by Kirby Smart.
We saw the speed earlier. There's the vertical jump.
Yeah.
Ringo, as a freshman, his first interception. Taken to the house, and a former defensive back. Very close now to delivering a national championship to his alma mater.
1980. Herschel Walker, Vince Dooley. It's the last time Georgia's won a national championship. We have Georgia fans in front of us. I can't imagine what's going on in the state of Georgia and Georgia Bulldog Nation all across the country and what they're feeling right now.
They have a watch party in Segment Coliseum back in Athens. The party will quickly spill out into the streets of a very festive college town.
There's Bryce Young, who's had an amazing year as a Heisman Trophy winner in his first year as a starter. Just so many storylines. The way the game unfolded in the SEC championship. Georgia having to go back to work to try to get ready to beat Michigan, hope for a second chance, and they get it. And this kid right here, man, you got to, if you don't know his story, we've talked about it tonight. They could almost make a movie on Stetson Bennett and what he's been through. How nobody believed in him. And he climbs the mountain as the leader of this team and wins the national title.
Plays that in Blackshear. Pierce County's a 3A responding after the fumble with a tremendous throw and catch. And then the pick six to seal it. And one more play for the Georgia defense. Georgia on the mountaintop. Demons be gone, and the drought is over. National champions at long last. So often it's been Saban consoling Smart. Mutual respect is obvious.
You can hear him say you kicked our butt there in the fourth quarter. But I honestly...
Look at this moment. The ex-walk-on and the five-star Heisman Trophy winner. There's also mutual respect there. And we've talked so much about Stetson Bennett. There's a lot of heroes on the Georgia side. But, you know, Bennett has... His story has kind of a Southern Gothic tone to it. And there is Jacoby Dean. Let's go to Molly.
Coach is celebrating with his team and his quarterback Stetson Bennett.
Gosh.
Coach, your freshman Kelee Ringo with the pick six to seal the game. What was your reaction to that play?
Kelee Ringo has been run the gamut this year. The kid has gotten so much better. I love the kid. I love his family. What a big play and a big moment. How about this university? How about these fans? This is a special moment for the University of Georgia, special moment for this team.
You said before the game your team had a hunger to them. How did you see that play out on the field?
I saw it at halftime. You know, there were people that said we weren't conditioned enough, and it pissed a lot of people off on our sideline, and they went to work. And before we came today, we burned the boats, and we came a fighting. And I'm proud of these men.
You worked under Nick Saban for 11 seasons. You lost this game against Alabama in 2017. How much sweeter does that make this win?
Well, that one will be with me for a long time, but this one will be with me for much longer. I'm proud of the University of Georgia, the support we get there. A lot of credit to Alabama, Coach Saban. They had a lot of injuries. You know, they lost Jameson Williams in a tough situation, but our kids kept fighting and never doubted.
After 41 years, the University of Georgia are national champions. How does that sound to you?
I hope it doesn't take that long again. Go Dogs.
Congratulations on the win, Coach.
Thank you.
Holly, take it away.
Stetson, when you were 3 years old, you told your dad you'd be the starting quarterback at Georgia. How does your resilience and your fight keep you in this moment ready to win right now?
Yeah, I mean, I just knew there was going to be no way we were going to let a turnover like that stop us from winning a national championship. There's no way I wasn't going to let that happen. I wasn't going to be the reason we lost tonight.
After that turnover, you went 3 for 3 on the next drive. How did you get your mind turned quickly to that?
I had to. Otherwise, we were going to lose because they were up. You know, they capitalized on that, and I was like, well, I gotta fix this.
So many times they tried to recruit over you. You thought about leaving, but you stuck around.
Yep.
Why?
Because I love this place. I love this team. I believe in myself. I think I'm the best quarterback. And, you know, I just love everything about this place, and I want to win a national championship here.
What does your story and your stick around, your fight, your attitude say to all of the underdogs, all of the walk-ons out there?
I mean, I have no clue. I hope it's, you know, give somebody a little hope. Just keep fighting, keep your mouth shut, work hard. You know, life's tough. You just got to fight through it.
What was the toughest moment that you went through that you stuck through and came out the other end?
You know, just all the ups and downs, man. But these guys, I mean, I don't even know what to say right now. I have no idea.
You were crying on the sideline, so emotional.
Yeah.
How did that all bubble up within you?
It just hit me. I mean, it just hit me. I didn't even watch Kelee score. I thought he went down right when he caught it. Because as soon as he caught it, I just teared up. I just wasn't planning on it. I mean, good Lord. Wow.
You're national champion, Stetson. How does that sound?
That sounds awesome. That sounds awesome.
Chris, back to you.
That's something. So the tears in his eyes, Kirk. He wasn't even watching Ringo take it back with a clinching pick six. Then he just lost it. He said he wouldn't let that fumble be decisive. You hope for his sake he wouldn't be. Touchdowns on his last 2 pass attempts.
Unbelievable.
Bowers and Mitchell.
Yeah, just a great game. I mean, it was tight all the way through. Adjustments were made. Georgia's determination after that loss in the SEC championship game on full display, group effort, and a heck of a title game.
After that fumble, he didn't miss. 4 for 4, 83 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a relentless defensive performance by the Dogs, who have finally conquered the Crimson Tide, dethroned Bama, and they sit atop the mountain in college football. 33-18 is the final, and the 4-decade drought is over. Bill Bennett produced the game.
At least the last couple drives.
And they'll go straight ahead with Cody Schrader. And Cody Schrader leading the convoy. Finally taken down at the 1. 63-yard rumble for the senior from St. Louis by way of Division II Truman State. He had one of the most prolific.
And 13 or 16, depending on this kick right here.
22-yard attempt from Mevis. Back to his old self. He is a perfect 3 for 3 tonight. 3:16 remaining in the first half in Columbia, Missouri. It's the Tigers on top of Georgia. 16-3.
Bennett. Keep it himself. Runs it right up the middle. Bennett inside Auburn territory. Bennett inside 25. He may be able to go. Inside the 5. Touchdown, Georgia.
Oh, my. Rags to riches indeed.
touchdown, the 7th most in program history. 64 yards for Stetson Bennett.
The walk-on wasn't walking there. He was running.
Big time.
Holy smokes.
It's the longest career run for Stetson Bennett. Now he's got to catch his breath as he holds for the kicker.
A national championship quarterback.
And 29 touchdown passes last year. This one's knocked up. Bowers tips it to himself, and he'll score. Touchdown, Georgia. $73 yards.
I thought this one could have been another pick, right?
Yep.
Same thing, the wheel route. The wheel route that was so good to Florida. Jeez.
Wow. That went off about every body part of both those guys. Yeah. Bowers finally got it.
Ness, and if Bernie turns around and uses 2 hands, he can actually easily intercept the ball. He tries to swat it with one, gets a bulldog bounce right to Bowers.
45, so 2 of the best red zone teams in the country in this game. 3rd down and 10. Georgia can get a first down around the 3. Bennett, pressure coming. Got away from one man, and now he's going to tuck it and go with it. Got the first down. He might have the touchdown.
It was in this game a year ago that Stetson Bennett showed his legs the extra dimension. A free blitzer, and that's a touchdown. His foot was in bounds. He hit the pylon as he got hit. And that's going to be a touchdown.
They did not call it a touchdown on the field, but I'm with Gary. And he's coming right at you in our AT&T 5G pylon cam. And there goes the cam and the pylon. And now Jason Autry says we're going to go look at this. And he's telling all the coaches get off the field.
The helmet. I don't think he is personally.
The ruling is touchdown. The runner was inbounds. The firm control the ball when he touched the pylon.
Jason Autry should have just saved that extra sentence, because as soon as he said touchdown, 93,000, well, not quite 93,000. There's some Tennessee fans here.
We just heard from the truck that the replay official did look at targeting and said it was not. He agreed with Gene.
So quite a drive by Georgia. Covered 80 yards. Jack Podlesny in for the point after. From his own end zone. He waited too long, and down he goes. And it's going to be a safety.
Did the ball get out, though? I think it might have been recovered by Tennessee.
Jalen Carter punched it out of there.
Now they're going to decide, was the ball rolling forward? Where was it when it was recovered?
Tennessee already has their punting unit out there.
It's always tough to lose a great player in Nolan Smith, but trade for Jalen Carter, that inside pass rush was a factor. He gets his arm. It's a fumble. It's picked up. It's fumbled again at the line. Did the offensive lineman get out of the end zone? Was his knee down? I think it's got no choice.
Jayden Daniels would like to, but Jalen Carter's got him again.
And I wonder if Kirby Smart will dare take a timeout here.
Did you see that at the end of the play? He lifted him up with one hand.
One hand.
My, oh my.
I'll tell you, I think he's the best non-quarterback draftable player. Might even include those guys. But look at him fight through 2 people.
And then watch this.
Lift him up.
With one hand.
Oh, my goodness. That's like, I'm going to be the #1 draft pick right there.
The crowd is in a frenzy over that play.
Remember, that ankle will not be 100% for Jayden Daniels till the spring football. What a play. Jeez. He reminds me of Chris Smith, the old Mississippi State defensive tackle, playing for the Kansas City Chiefs. Just a man inside. You can shift him to the defensive end, and Chris Jones for the Kansas City Chiefs. Jalen Carter is that type of player.
Jalen is
in this game. Ohio State, depending on what happens here, may have to start thinking about using those last 2 timeouts.
In the final minute, Bennett from the pocket launches to the end zone, caught, touchdown, A.D. Michel. A PAT away from the lead. Can Stetson Bennett's crazy, unlikely, impossibly far-fetched career arc get any wilder? Are you kidding me?
What else could happen, right? I mean, just like that, he moves his team down in 5 plays and 72 yards in less than 2 minutes for the go-ahead score.
And it's Adonai Mitchell, who, again, hadn't caught a pass since week 2. Here's the important PAT, but Leslie's missed a couple field goals. Does his job here. 42-41, 54 seconds remaining.
Well, everything happens so fast there. You got to go back and take a look at a few of these throws. Mention the safeties getting wide, and you're able to hit one down the middle. And this requires throwing it on a line. If you loft it in the air, the safeties can come over. He puts that on a line, and the safety, McAllister, could never quite make the adjustment. Couldn't see the ball. Now you got the matchup in here for the touchdown with A.D. Mitchell. And look at this move at the top of the route. Gets him one-on-one, little switch release. Affects maybe the coverage, but right there, you see that little inside move affects Denzel Burke. And then the throw by Stetson Bennett, he couldn't even really get anything into it. He fell back as he released that ball, but still throws it accurately.
Couple things. Mitchell, Kirby Smart said we need a big game from him. He said, Coach, you haven't caught a pass since week 2. Doesn't that concern you? He says it's scary as bleep to count on a guy that's that rusty. But Mitchell has stepped up tonight.
Anybody close to the Georgia program would tell you when all these receivers are healthy, A.D. Mitchell's as good as any of them. So to see that ankle.
Can't ice him again. So here we go. Noah Ruggles living his dream. Kicking for Ohio State. From 50 for the win and a spot in the national championship game. It's on the way. No good. He hooked it. And Georgia is going to survive. At the stroke of midnight, the first few seconds of 2023, Ohio State falls 1 kick short. And C.J. Stroud's tremendous effort, 4 touchdown passes, huge scrambles, not quite enough. The Dogs defense made it a long-range field goal, and Stetson Bennett will have engineered what is the game-winning drive in the 4th quarter.
See the emotion on Stetson's Bennett in his face, overwhelmed. 3 seconds to go, and that'll be it. But this champion was tested. The Georgia Bulldogs took Ohio State's best shot, and it was a back-and-forth game. Georgia advances to play TCU, deserves all the credit for finding a way to win the game, especially Bennett, down by 6, leads his team down in fitting championship fashion. But boy, Ohio State, man, deserves a ton of credit, especially that guy right there, number 7, C.J. Stroud. He left his heart out on this field. Overcame a lot. Made a lot of plays with his arm. Made a lot of plays with his leg. Lost his guy, Marvin Harrison. Lost Cade Stobert. Ohio State just kind of kept battling. And they come up a bit short. Like I said, it's all about Georgia congratulating them and advancing to that national title. Both teams played great tonight.
4th quarter was the difference. That's what Georgia works for. It's what they train for. It's what they build their culture around. And the Dogs dig deep in their backyard and earn the right to defend their national championship in L.A. And Stetson Bennett and C.J. Stroud, massive show of respect. 2 guys who played brilliantly tonight. Stroud's Ohio State career would come to an end, and Bennett One more game to go.
To me, I think C.J. Stroud earned more respect in one game than he has in 2 years as a player. I know Kirby Smart has a ton of respect for the job that Ryan Day did, but the Dogs, man, what a story. You know how hard it is to defend your championship? What was it, Alabama in 11 and 12? 10 years ago. It just doesn't happen. And the Dogs will get that opportunity next Monday night.
Team that rarely trailed all season long. They were down by double digits a couple of times tonight, and Noah Ruggles, knowing he's got to drive it from 50, just kind of overkicks it, loses his technique there, and misses badly left. And we talked about the potential dream of a kicker to win it. That's the other side of it. That's the tough part.
I don't know anything about kicking, but sometimes on those longer kicks, it feels like that. You know, when they try to put too much into it.
You play golf, right? You try to...
But the ball, it didn't even have a good rotation. No. Right? He just lost it. Right from the time it left his foot.
Well, that's why it was key that it was long range. He knew he had to drive it well. He's making all the time like that in practice, but with the game on the line, a spot in the championship on the line, wasn't close. Man, what a different semifinal. Georgia just knocked out Michigan early last year, had to fight to the final seconds. Georgia, defending champions. TCU, 200-1 long shots before the season, will battle a week from Monday. Wow. Bill Bennett produced the game. Derek Mobley directed it. The Ram Trucks post-game show is coming up. Plenty to break down. It's the Dogs moving on to battle the Horned Frogs in L.A. The portal. You don't have to.
It's a Stetson Bennett curtain call here.
Here we go. Bennett caps a career that began with no scholarship offer at Georgia. He'll leave with a legacy unlike anybody else at this school. Two-time national championship quarterback. No doubt most outstanding player in his fourth play.
Kirby just got the bucket. Remember last year they won it in Indy, and he was like off to recruiting. I was like, man, if you win this, you're gonna enjoy this. Oh, we got the roster to get ready. Oh, they missed him. It looks like he's enjoying this one. Back to back, man. You do not see this in college football.
But the Georgia Bulldogs bludgeoned their way to back-to-back. Glory, glory, Georgia, as the fight song says.